Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and all those other good joints. It's Kev from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And right about now, I can't hear nothing out of my left ear. But it'll come back. You just got to smack it around a little bit. Yeah, feel like I just took a dive in the water or something, went down too deep. Anyway, today is New Year's Day. So I hope that you guys are finished eating up all the New Year's stuff and now have a second to chill with me in Kev's Corner. So now I see three people that are logging in. And that's why I logged in early, a couple minutes early at least, so we can get that together. Yeah, there we go. All right, now I see the notification over there. Yeah. See, I be seeing some shenanigans going on. Oh, I got a commercial. Y'all. Yeah. So since YouTube always got some shenanigans popping off, I have to make sure that I compensate and work around their shenanigans. So before we get started, since I am a couple minutes early, Happy New Year's to everybody. I hope that, hey, what's up, Mo? Mo Reese in the house. What's up, man? Happy New Year's. Yeah, he's old school, y'all. He was around when it first started. True pioneer. See, now you got all these folks coming in, late to the game. Out there, MAGA, Ultra MAGA, and I'm going, now you wasn't there on the ground level. We were there, man. We looked all types of persecution right in the eyes. Yeah, they called us all kind of things. Everything under the sun. Matter of fact, I believe Mo was one of the people on my website. On my Facebook page that came to my rescue when, I got attacked the very first time on my page. I remember seeing his name pop up, and there was a whole bunch of other people that came through and was giving all of these liberals the business, and they didn't like it. They were so used to just being able to call you a sellout and Uncle Tom, and that's it. But the people came in with some real facts and data. They weren't emotional. They was beating them up. And of course, after that, they were all telling me to go ahead and unfriend them. I was like, no, I'm not unfriending them. Yeah, one girl told me F my mama. I can't let that slide. She said, F my mama. I was like, what my mama got to do with politics? But that's how it was back in the day. So yeah, he's old school. So I hope you're doing well, my friend. Long time, no chat. So good to see you. Now, for the rest of you that are logging in, taking your time to get in here because YouTube probably, messing around, pooting and farting around with the notifications. Hope you guys had a wonderful, wonderful New Year's as well. And of course, like all true soldiers, we know we don't have a long time to rest before we got to get up and get busy again. Okay, no rest for the weary. Because if you take some time off when it comes down to these liberals, they'll do you dirty. Yeah, man, they'll sit back and play like they're wounded. They might even fake like they done kicked the bucket, but they'll come back with a vengeance. So we got to stay on top of it, making sense out of nonsense. So it is a new year, but unfortunately, we're dealing with the same old nonsense. Now, I'm assuming you all can hear me, so I'm gonna go ahead and get loose real quick before I get busy. Terrence, HR, yeah, that's back in the day. Terrence, all of them. Yeah, where was we at? What? Real Godzilla. There's some kings in the building. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Yeah, man. Out in Arizona back in the day, I went out with Charlie Kirk. Terrence was out there. It was a lot of people. Some of them I don't even see no more. I don't know what happened to a couple of them, but we had a nice little network going on there. Candace Owens was there. B. Tatum. Anthony Logan. It was good times, man. Good times. But yeah. So first things first, let's get this out the way. If this is your first time joining the show, please hit the like button, share my videos, follow me on all the other platforms, just in case YouTube unexists me off of here for some reason. Okay, and please let everybody know, man, if you're going to subscribe to Kev's channel, you gotta hit the notification button and turn it on to all, because they won't give them to you. They're looking for every excuse not to let people know that Kev is on and popping. I did a video today. I did a premiere video talking about, as a Christian, how they are, of course, using all these dirty tactics to try to target and divide Christians and churches. If you haven't seen that one, please check it out. It's about 38 minutes long, but it's a premiere. So it has some good content, and it showed just what these liberals are about. You think they're going to lay down and rest? You think they're going to go ahead and wave the flag and say, well, since we lost, we might as well go ahead and just, go back to, making it seem like we got some sense. Nope, not them. Yeah. On the video that I showed earlier, the lady said that, Christians got the nerve. They got the nerve, y'all, to believe that their rights don't come from the government. They got the nerve to believe that their rights come from God. Yeah, this lady was on MSNBC. She said this sect of Christianity is not real Christianity. It's not real Christianity. They believe that their God-given rights come from God and not the government. And I was going, that ain't nothing but the devil. So if you get a chance, check it out. Somebody said they watched today. I appreciate that. Now, tonight, though, we got to go ahead and jump into some other nonsense, because the nonsense conveyor belt, it doesn't stop. It just keeps on moving. If you get a chance, though, please check out Kevin's Corner store. I do have some merch. And that phone number right there, 3309-744-607, is the number you can text me just in case I get unexisted. I can let y'all know that I'm still here. They didn't disappear me. And then finally, if you want to support the channel in other ways, I do have a Cash App and a PayPal link. And by the way, y'all, this would be a great time to do it, because guess who I have over here? Gizmo. We know y'all love Gizmo. Yeah, he's over there eating some snack I gave him to distract him. But yeah, man, I might have to do a GoFundMe. I went to the vet this morning. What was that, yesterday? Went there yesterday. And of course, you know how it is. Oh God, wow. Yeah. You know what? We're going to need to get him on. I was like, now, easy, Tigers, easy. So I might have to open up a GoFundMe, for Gizmo. I got to open up the Help Keep Gizmo Walking Foundation. Yeah, I'm talking about you, buddy. Come here. Come here. Come here. Let the people see you. I can pick you up now. I'm able to pick him up. Yeah, man, whatever they gave him, by the time we got home, he was running around a little bit. So he seems to be doing a lot better, but it's going to be a long road to recovery. So you're right. I might have, to sell out. Y'all, if y'all see me doing liberal videos, I had to sell out to keep Gibson alive. I'll be like, the white nationalism is the greatest threat. Winking to y'all like, don't believe it. Don't believe it. I just got to do this to get Gizmo. All right. So anyway, let's get into it, man, because it all revolves around this particular person. It should be gone. Should be gone, but unfortunately, we still have 20 days, something like that. And if it's up to the Democrats, they will figure out a way to try to keep this guy in office or keep Trump out. But this guy right here, he should be gone. So let's get into it, because he's the gift that keeps on giving.
Thank you. President Trump to take from President Carter?
Decency. Everybody deserves a shot. Everybody.
Now this guy, I don't know what the heck he's talking about. Everybody deserves a shot. Decency. The man looks like he got one foot in the grave. Sounds like it too. Decency. Whispering unintentionally, because he can't even, project his voice anymore. He got those age spots on him. The makeup can't cover that up. He's rocking the funeral makeup again. And he's talking about some decency as he's referring to Jimmy Carter. And yeah, the fake news is still trying to run cover for this guy, but really they're trying to run cover for themselves, because they upheld this guy. They supported this mess. So now he's telling us something about some decency.
Can you imagine Jimmy Carter walking by someone and he did something to just keep walking? Can you imagine Jimmy Carter referring to some...
What is that sound right there? I need to get to the bottom of that. What is that? So now, some reason he's talking about Jimmy Carter walking past somebody and not helping them. I don't know what this got to do with, anybody else. Okay, but he's talking about Jimmy Carter. I mean, now, I was around when Jimmy Carter was the president. What is he talking about? I mean, just he did his job and he bounced. Okay. If he's trying to compare Jimmy Carter to Trump, or if he's trying to use this whole decency narrative to talk about the difference between Jimmy Carter and the current president, I've seen Trump do some wonderful acts of kindness. that didn't involve a PR stunt, okay? But this guy now is talking about decency, decency. What are you alluding to, creepy? Like he's decent.
Someone by the way they look or the way they talk. I can't. I can't. You know, I think the end of the deal here is that one of the reasons why we're looked to by the rest of the world, with the bulk of our nation, we've laid out what our values are.
Have we? I mean, he's talking about how the rest of the world looks at us. I'm a little concerned about that because I think at this time, as they're listening to this guy talk about decency, and I don't know where he's going with it, I don't think they look at us too favorably. Now, I did a show the other night talking about Trump food, where Kaiva, who is from China, gave us a breakdown of how the Chinese view Trump versus how they view, Biden or the United States under Biden. And they didn't view us favorably. I mean, they were looking at us like weak and crazy as the Democrats embrace all of this weird leftist ideology. So he's now trying to project, I guess, talking about something about how the rest of the world looked at us. They look at us like a lame prey sitting out in the middle of the meadow, ready to be eaten right about now. And unfortunately, this guy still got 20 more days. But he's on vacation, so who knows? But I do want to know if they're going to try to use him to eulogize Jimmy Carter. Now, that's going to be funny because I'm going to show you just a little sample of how it probably would go.
You said what we believe. It's not just in the Declaration we hold these truths to be self-evident, but there's a
You know the thing. I'm surprised he didn't say that. We hold these truths to be you know the thing.
feeling. The rest of the world looks to us. And he was worth looking to. So thank you very much.
He was worth looking to. Now, Jimmy Carter sucked as a president. We all know that. But Jimmy Carter had one last redeeming, situation here because Joe Biden came along. And so now Jimmy will not go down as the worst of all time or even close. Joe Biden wins that by a mile. He wins that by a mile. He sucks. And if they get him to try to eulogize Jimmy Carter, most likely it'll go just like this.
Appreciate it. They're united once again. We're going to remain forever in our hearts. He worked to eradicate disease, not just at home, but around the world.
What?
He built housing and for the homeless with his own hands.
Whoa, did anybody catch that? He was his own hands. What was all of that mess? I don't know what that is. Mumble jumble man. Okay? English. This is America. We speak American, okay? All right, we don't speak Jobadin. We speak American. It's not a language, it's an attitude. But that guy right there is mumbling and grunting and pooting and farting and beatboxing. I don't know what's going on. And his voice is quivering, and yet he's going to come out and speak about somebody and eulogize them?
And his compassion and moral clarity mattered. But I don't believe it's a bygone yet. We met with him down in Plains. We met with him. Anyway.
You see him slide into Anyway, y'all? He pulled the Anyway exit. More clarity anyway. The Anyway exit. When in doubt, exit with Anyway. Anyway. Yeah, this guy. Yeah. 20 more days.
So, as I said, I was an admirer. I consider myself a friend. Kept in touch with him, and his son, I was going to tell you a story his son told me, but that'd be...
No, don't tell us anything. No more stories out of you, Joe. You might mix them all up. And Jimmy Carter got eaten by Aborigines. And then the Uncle Posey came in, and then it was... no telling where that story would trail off into. So that's Joe right now. This is a couple of days ago, I think. And he is, unfortunately, the current president of the United States. Now, I say we go ahead and just, waive the 20 days left and just say, let's go ahead and put Trump in right now. Because this guy, he could do some damage within 20 days. That's the bad part. So, yes, stay on vacation, Joe. I don't mind. At this point, he's been on vacation for the last 4 years anyway. So whoever's been running the country has been making all the decisions because we don't know what the heck this guy's talking about right here.
Appropriate, maybe he'll tell you. But...
What are they? Well, there you go. Now, back to the same old. These people right now sitting around philosophizing, and they messed around on MSNBC. and asked the wrong person to break it down because, they're doing a wrap up for the end of the year. They're like, all right, so what do you think we should have done a little bit differently towards the end of the year? And this lady drops one big fat truth bomb on them. And I love it. I love it when they get the right hook of truth and they're not expecting it. See, they're not expecting it. So here we go.
Things we also do in the year-end correspondence roundtable is dig into what was undercovered or underreported. Jan?
Undercovered, underreported. That would be, to me, Joe Biden's obvious cognitive decline that became undeniable in the televised debate.
At the president.
Oh, my. Wow. I wonder if they expected her to go there. Underreported, undercovered. In fact, they covered for it. So it wasn't that they undercovered it, they covered for it. So now, I guess this lady, maybe she ain't getting paid to prostitute herself. Maybe she might have fell and bumped her head. Who knows? I don't know how they let her slide in on MSNBC and is able to drop this truth bomb. But I'm going to let it marinate. I'm going to enjoy it. Yeah, let's see.
Presidential debate with Donald Trump.
Unquestioned. And, it's starting to emerge now that his advisors kind of managed his limitations.
Just now starting to emerge. See, now I can't give her too much credit. I don't know her position. I don't know who she is. Maybe she's a first timer. I don't know. It's the first time I've seen her on there. But when you say it's just now coming out that his advisors managed his situation, we knew they were doing that for the last 4 years. We don't need to go, it's just now coming out. We know it is by the fact that every time he would get out there and finish a raggedy speech, okay, everyone, that's it. Everybody leave. Okay, that's it. Everybody out. Everybody out. We knew it then. We knew it then when that Easter bunny showed up and shocked him. Oh, it's the big rabbit chasing me. Get your butt over there. And we knew it then. We've been knowing it when that little short black bald-headed dude that I call Jacobin would come out and guide him off the stage all the time. We knew it then. We knew it then when they would send his raggedy tail out with a big fat note card with names on it talking about, they told me to call on. We knew it when he would come out and read notes talking about, let's see, today we, and hold the card up to where we could read word for word. You, Joe, go out there, stand right there. Then you, Joe, sit down in chair. You, then, when we saw all of that, we knew they were covering for him. But yet these smart folks who get paid lots and lots of money to go ahead and push propaganda, now they're all sitting around at the end of the year trying to do a wrap up. Trying to wrap it up like I thought. So what do you think? Let's go ahead and get a post-game discussion going on, see how we played the game. Well, the reason, their ratings sucked is because they played horribly.
It's been reported in the Wall Street Journal for 4 years, and yet he insisted that he could still run for president. We should have much more forcefully questioned whether he was fit for office for another 4 years.
Yeah, but they knew he wasn't fit for the first 4. They knew it. Now, this is a travesty. This is a stain on American history. It really is. I'm glad to have correctly assessed this whole thing. I don't want to be on the other side where one day it all clicks that we were duped. I don't want to be a leftist to go, wow, now that I stepped back away from this and maybe Trump is no longer in office, that whole 8 years of Trump derangement syndrome, of the Democrats lying and the media covering for him, and I bought into it. Now I'm able to step back and see it for what it was. I don't want to be that guy. I want to be the guy like I am now going, y'all just not figuring this out. I saw this coming from a mile away. But it's okay. It's okay. Long as you arrive, hey, it's okay. It's better late than never. But I give the media no credit for trying to pretend that we should have been a little tougher and this and this and that. Because, there's no excuse for stupidity. You have to be completely stupid to not have seen what Joe was dealing with.
Which could have led to a primary for the Democrats. It could have changed the scope of the entire election. Yet, still, incredibly, we read in the Washington Post that his advisors are saying that he regrets that he dropped out of the race.
You hear that? That man regrets that he dropped out of the race. He never was in the race. He don't realize that. He thinks he won the last time. That's what it was. Yeah. He thinks his campaign of being in the basement, reading off some notes, hacking that up, he thinks he won. He don't realize that the media carried him. He don't realize that some suspicious behaviors that took place in many states helped him out. Yeah, they made him president. So in his mind, I guess Joe thought he had the juice. Maybe nobody told him that, don't worry, Joe, you just sit down here and read this stuff in this basement and we're going to make you president. Maybe he thought he won it on his own. I'm not sure, but you gotta at some point say, man, did I really pull this off? I got a gut feeling I had training wheels. That's what I got a gut feeling. Jim should have let him know. Somebody should have let him know, Joe, you right now are not riding that bicycle. We saw what happened when Joe rides that bicycle all on his own. Hey, everybody, just like that. So he needs training wheels, man. So he thought he had the juice and was like he should have kept running. Man, that dude, I hate to say this, and I want to, granted, I don't want to see nobody kick the bucket, but the way he sounds and the way he looks, without the help and whatever they're doing to keep this dude functioning, I mean, if they cut him loose and send him back home, I don't know. He's struggling right about now. I'm just saying.
That he thinks he could have beaten Trump. And I think that is either delusional or they're gaslighting.
President
American
Biden
people.
has said repeatedly he was sick during the debate June 27th in Atlanta, and he's always been fine, and he leaves fine.
And why would you even repeat that? See, this is the foolishness. This is the nonsense that's keep on coming. You don't have to do this anymore, man. It's over. It's over. You can now be like this lady and just call it for what it is. But President Biden said that he was a little sick that day, and he regrets that, but he was fine. And the staff says it too. So I guess this guy is parroting this and maybe perhaps using this as a legitimate excuse. Your common sense should override that lie immediately.
That is his position, the position of many of his top aides as well, even though there is that reporting.
Jen, as you know better than anyone at this table, this last year was a clash of law and politics unlike anything we have seen in our modern American history.
Now she's going to give them a double slap to the face. Psh, just like that. Over all of this hyperbole, overreactions, demonizations, all of that mess. I don't know who she is, like I said. But boy, did she give them a New Year's earful.
The judicial system in our country, according to Gallup, 35% confidence, 20% below our peer countries, other free market democracies. How much of that is a reflection of this clash, the Supreme Court, or just a sense that our judicial system has become, in the words of someone we've all come to know, two-tiered?
No. See, first of all, it's not the whole judicial system, okay? Yeah, it's these crazy, activist judges, these, who's back judges and prosecutors. It's the weaponization of it. Now, the Supreme Court has been operating like it's supposed to operate, and that's why they demonizes it. That's why they always talking about that. The Supreme Court is basically a long arm of the Republican Party. Donald Trump, it's illegitimate. We should pack the courts because they have not co-opted the Supreme Court yet. See, so they target the Supreme Court and try to undermine it and delegitimize it. But at the same time, if you said one word about any of these raggedy judges that were just letting these DAs have their way with Trump, then you're undermining our institutions. That's what you're doing. So it ain't the whole judicial system. It's those activist judges and prosecutors that are using warfare and coordinating with the Democrats. And she's going to give these people a nice earful too on the way out. Happy New Year's.
That's a hard question to answer because I think
always
you've
give
got
the
to
easiest ones.
but I'm going to try, Major, because I think you've got to look past just this past year and go further back. I think it really started and took off in the wake of the Dobbs decision. The court's ruling that overturned Roe versus Wade. The outrage over that decision was so extreme that you saw, I think, a quite calculated effort to undermine the legitimacy of the Supreme Court.
A calculated effort to undermine the legitimacy of the Supreme Court. Now, I wonder who coordinated that. What group of people specializes in putting together calculated efforts? All of these so-called organic protests that just pops up somewhere and stuff like that. I'm sure it's organic when they somehow mysteriously are able to just pull up with buses, jump out, and they know exactly where a lot of these people live, where they go, all of these things. I mean, it was a calculated effort by who? The Democrats. Yeah, and blew that out of complete proportion. And then had the nerve to talk about we can't arrest these people because we can't find them. The FBI, we can't find them. I mean, they were so elusive. But we got all of those folks for J6. And we done tracked them down, facial recognition, all that stuff.
By Democrats, Senate Democrats, for example, hearings, stories about scandals, some of which were pretty overblown.
I can't believe they let that go. You mean tell me they didn't cut? I mean, I'm sure somebody was in somebody's ear like, whoa, what is she saying? What is she saying? Cut, lower her mic. Can we go to commercial? Something. So by Democrats, everybody's dunking on the Democrats lately.
To say the least. So that has an impact on public opinion. You know, the public starts to believe that this court is corrupt, that this is, it's on the take. None of which is true. I mean, this is still a court. You may disagree with their decisions. It's a very conservative court. It is not a corrupt court.
It is not a corrupt court. Thank you, lady. Boy, I tell you, maybe if MSNBC and CNN and all of them would have had people like this on their networks, maybe their ratings wouldn't be so stinky right now. They're in the tank. They're under the tank, dang on it. So now here this lady is saying they are legit. Yeah, and thank God. I mean, as a matter of fact, hold on. Let me take a thankful break, right? Hallelujah. All right, and I'm back. I thank God for that Supreme Court. Because if these Democrats would have got hold to that would have been the final piece. Man, it might have been checkmate for us. So thank God Trump put those people on the courts. And thank God Trump got back in. Wonderful Christmas gift. And a Happy New Year coming too.
These are 9 justices who have very different views on how to interpret the Constitution.
Yeah, and we got one on there. They got a different view on how to interpret what a woman is. Yeah, we got one of them on there that struggles with that. I don't know. Do you mean like a woman? Well, I look like a biologist? I don't know. I don't know what a woman is. Yeah, we got one on there that's not qualified. How did she get there? Sounds like a DEI hire to me. Because if you can't tell me what a woman is, yeah, the rest of you is done. Don't be talking about I'm here to judge this case properly. Can you give me the details of that? I'm going, no, I'm not giving you nothing until you answer the question about what is a woman. But nonetheless, thank God, because if it was up to the Democrats, every one of those judges would have had that stupid belief. All 9 of them would have been up there talking about we all don't know what a woman is. What about you? You know, I don't know. I don't know either.
Who were kind of in this titanic struggle over law, not politics. Even the immunity decision. I mean, that decision was so misreported.
Yes, it was. I got Donald Trump pretty much as a king now. You know that, right? The Supreme Court made him a king. Donald Trump can do whatever. Yeah, Donald Trump now can have his opponents assassinated. He can use SEAL Team 6 to go out in the streets and start slaughtering all of them. Donald Trump's going to use. They hyped that up, and I'm so glad that they're paying the price. The funky media's ratings is getting trashed. We're going to go ahead and enjoy some of it for this New Year's, y'all, in a second. So hang in there with me. I'm just laying the groundwork for this. Somebody said, Kev, read my comment. Where's your comment? Repost it. I must have missed it. Let's see. It says, whoever doubted me about the Tesla blowing up in front of Trump dollars, something like that. Every news station is there, including Fox News. What's going on here? Tesla? Did I miss something? Something happening right now? Some breaking news that I'm unaware of? I don't know. All right, let's keep going. If there's some breaking news about Tesla or something like that, let me know. Because it just could be that I have not ran across that on my news feed yet. All right, so let's continue.
To say that the court was going to save Trump from a criminal trial. No, it wasn't. That was never the decision. In fact, that decision is going to help protect Joe Biden.
Bam! Boy, what an earful. Now, I wonder if they're taking what she's saying to heart. Or do you think they're all going, whatever. So apparently she's friendly fire. So they're letting her go ahead and talk. But she just happened to be dropping nothing but the truth. Says one caught fire at the Las Vegas Trump Tower this morning. Huh. Teslas? Just catching fire? Or people setting them on fire? Interesting. Everybody's okay, though? That's what I want to know. Is every Tesla blew up in front of Trump Tower, sabotage with explosion. Oh, I think I did see something like that. So let me understand. Somebody done packed a Tesla with some explosives, pulled it up in front of Trump Tower and blew it up. Now, I also heard about a so-called apparent terrorist attack in St. Louis as well. So we got some shenanigans going on. We got some shenanigans. Somebody said fireworks were involved. But I tell you what, after I get offline, after I get done live streaming, I'm going to go ahead and look it up and see if I could abstract some details from it that we could talk about tomorrow. Interesting. Thanks, y'all, for keeping your ear to the street and keeping me abreast on what's going on. Now, let's get back to this lady.
From any future prosecution by Donald Trump if he wanted to do that. So, when we look at public opinion polls, sure, the court's taken a hit, but that's true over the years. The court often takes a hit, so do other institutions. And the court's opinion, court's public opinion remains much higher than our other institutions,
like what?
Including the White House, Congress, and by far the news media.
Oh my! And she is sitting right there on a news station set and said higher than the media. Those people who we're about to see, a couple of them, and that'll let us know exactly why the opinions are way higher for the Supreme Court, of course, than these people. Like, for example, listen to this idiot right here.
But Joe Biden's record with regard to the things that he's accomplished, I think will stand the test of time. Now, what?
It's already tumbled over. She's talking about stand the test of time. It was never erected. What are you talking about? I mean, what, made out of toothpicks, paper, mache? Talking about stand the test of time. He don't even have a legacy. And this is the same guy who Nancy Pelosi said his face should be on Mount Rushmore.
My dear friend Scott and others will talk about, and quite frankly, I'm going to say this, rightfully so. It was very disturbing to learn late in the year about how how poor his health has become. And
See, once again, when you say stuff like this right now, you highlight either you are one of the dumbest people in TV and news and stuff like that, or you were one of the most corrupt people. Because you can't tell me you just learned. Talking about it was a little disturbing to just learn. And I'm saying, you just learned that? Why is it that over half the country that have been slightly paying attention have known this for a long time? But you talking about something just learned.
I did not realize that it had gotten to that point. That being said, I think he showed up for the job. He got the work done.
You hear this?
I think some of the accomplishments also in the Middle East and foreign policy will also stand the test of time.
You hear her just making up stuff. Just making up stuff. He did stuff. That one thing he did. Well, then the other thing. And sometimes he does other stuff. Then he goes on vacation. And then he fumbles and stumbles all over the place. But he pretty much showed up every once in a while and then he breathed on the microphone, vomited up some words that we couldn't recognize or decipher. But other than that, it'll stand the test of time. And now my man Scott, who should win the CNN Assassin of the Year award.
Do you think the Middle East is in better shape today than when he took office?
Well, I think he got our hostages home. I think that's a big deal.
What? You hear that? See, and Scott's slick with it. Just a subtle question. She got to answer that and sound stupid. You think the Middle East is better off than it was before? Scott. Who hired this guy? Well, I think he got the hostages. What hostages?
It's important.
I'm sorry, which hostages?
He's gotten a number of people home. He was able.
There's still 100 people over there.
Oh,
well, there were more than that.
Including some Americans. Look, I think he's gonna leave office in disgrace.
And he sure will. And the media is also coming into this year in one of the worst conditions since I've been doing this. And I'm so glad. I really want to see these certain networks just collapse. Absolutely collapse. So there's that lady got up there and just tried to tell us that Joe Biden got some of the hostages. Remember, this is the same Biden that was on TV talking about, we're going to get them all back. We're going to make sure we get all the hostages back. We don't even know where the rest of them are. We don't know whatever happened. No follow-up, no updates from these people. I mean, as far as we know, they're still running around Afghanistan trying to evade the Taliban. We don't know. They never went back for them. So here's this lady just throwing out trash, and Scott had to go ahead and give her a nice New Year's socking to the nose. And then, of course, we now find out from an insider that all of this time they've been prostituting themselves for Creepy Sleepy. Listen to this lady.
Eventually broadcast a story about the Hunter Biden laptop after the midterm elections in 2022.
Now, y'all remember that? Y'all remember that Hunter Biden laptop that they said was Russian disinformation? Now I want to go ahead and let y'all know. I've been promising y'all some uncut pure racism. Remember, I'm on this journey to find the wily and elusive racism, because the left have been telling us that racism is running rampant. It's all over the place. It's an epidemic. And here I am stepping outside thinking I'm going to step all in some racism. And I just can't find it. I'm up here calling it, here, racism. I'm trying to set traps to catch some racism. Yeah, I'm doing all kind of stuff. And I can't find it. But guys, I finally found some real racism, y'all. Y'all ready for this?
We commissioned a forensic review. I got a copy of the laptop data. I have it here still. I went to a lot of effort to get the cleanest copy of the laptop data, the same data that was provided to the FBI, because I didn't want to have any professional journalistic risk for CBS News. I wanted this thing
CBS News, they were in on it too. Let's see what CBS News told this hard-hitting anchor person who had that laptop and was ready to go ahead and tell everybody about Creepy and all of the crackheads' adventures.
Be totally locked down. When we did the story, we did it after the midterms. I argued against that because it was ready before the midterms.
Oh, it was ready before the midterms? So wait, you mean to tell me that we had all of these goodies before the midterms and they wouldn't let her go ahead and release these goodies? Now, if it was Trump, they would have waited the day before the midterms and be like, all right, hold, ready, go ahead, release it right now. Yeah, they would have did that if it was Trump. But for her, they told her, nah, hold that mess. Why would they tell her to do that, though?
My training is that you should always do the story when it's ready to go.
Yeah, that's
you should not be dictated by the political cycle. Once we got the laptop story on the morning news, I felt that there was so much there that we could still do. For example, in the text messages, there's unfortunately the use of the N-word.
The use of the N-word? Dun, dun, dun. Didn't I tell you? Didn't I promise y'all some uncut racism? I found it in the most unlikely place, y'all. In a Democrat politician's son's text messages. So the crackhead was dropping the N-word like it's hot, dropping like it's hot. All in those text messages. What? So now we got some real racism. And I'm sure, since the media is constantly looking for some racism, I'm sure they got a hold to that and was like, all right, let's run with this right now.
Liberal use of the N-word. And I thought this was worthy of a story, but I was told that it was not something that interested CBS News.
Can you believe that? Now the truth comes out. CBS News must support racism. They must support it. See, this is how they would react. If you don't come out with it and condemn it, then you must support it. So she had some text messages with Hunter Biden dropping the N-word all over the place. And they wouldn't let her put that out there. Now, I just want you to think about this, guys. Imagine Don Jr., anybody in the Trump family, if they had any of that stuff, they would have ran this 24/7. And even if it was Trump's son, they would be going, basically Trump said it. If it was Trump's 17th cousin that he never met, that lives in, Botswana somewhere, they would be going, Trump is a racist. His cousin that he didn't even know existed said the N-word. Therefore, that makes Trump a racist. He said the N-word, pretty much. So Hunter Biden's dropping the N-word out there all over the place, and they're still running interference for this guy. They're still saying, oh, Hunter was just a poor kid that was suffering from an addiction. That's why he was out there doing all that. Did the addiction make him start dropping that N-word out there? So now all of those, how should I put it, minorities that were supporting Joe Biden, even though he showed us so many signs of him having his own racial issues, You don't vote for them, now you ain't black. And all of that. He showed signs of him having some of those tendencies too, but they overlooked it. They overlooked all of that because Trump was worse. Even though they've been searching for one piece of footage where Trump said anything close to the N-word, and they have not found it yet. They've been promising us that N-word from Trump for like 8 years now, and the closest they got was his nephew or something like that, who claimed that he said it when he was a kid. But besides that, nothing. But yet she had the N-word right there in those text messages. And yet CBS told her that's not important unless that was Trump or Don Jr. or somebody. So they covered up the real racism. I finally found it. And CBS covered it up, y'all.
Then I asked for a forensic review of the laptop, and we found that there were more than half a dozen emails that were likely used by Joe Biden.
Oh,
I thought that was a story.
That was
but the answer that came back was, well, we need to know what the content is of the emails. But that was going to be a years-long process.
Now you see why? Yeah, they get nothing for the Christmas and New Year's. You see why they deserve to go out of business? All of that. There's nothing to see here. But I got the information right there. I don't see what you're talking about. Doesn't make sense to me. Well, he says right here the big guy, and then he's the big guy. I just don't see it like that. Are you serious? Yeah, I don't see it like like that. Just like when it comes up on these fake networks and they all go, we've been hearing about Hunter Biden and Joe Biden's corruption, but there's no evidence. And I'm going, are you kidding? You know, we show you all of these things and they still go, that's not proof. That I don't see it like that. But with Trump or any conservative, they don't need no details. It could be a whisper, a rumor, and they'll run with it and print that mess and use that narrative every day as if it was fact and it's already been proven. So now we done overlooked what? The N-word. We done overlooked Joe Biden and all of this stuff. And she's spilling the beans on the media.
So there was no way. So there were a lot of reasons I was told not to do it, not to pursue it.
Yeah, and the main reason was because it would have hurt the Democrats and Joe Biden. So the fake news, roasted, and they deserve it. I built my case. See, for New Year's, they got roasted, and they got what they deserved. The
police. I'll tell you what you get. The police. Get what you deserve.
2024 election fried our brains. The Democrats couldn't hold a primary because they were too busy holding a body upright.
Oh, thank you. Happy New Year's, everybody. The Democrats couldn't hold a primary because they were too busy holding a body upright. Now, you know, folks who's watching CNN for New Year's probably don't think that's funny. Or they don't even know what she's talking about. Yeah, because you got to be somewhat politically ignorant to not realize that they pulled the coup over on all of you. If you're a Democrat voter and you're listening to what she's saying, and what is she talking about? That doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. I don't get it. Then that means you're a victim of it. Yeah, they pulled that coup right in front of y'all, right out in the open, and told y'all this is good for America because Joe Biden is trying to save the country by stepping down. He's a hero. He's a hero. But I wonder if their viewers and voters get that joke. We get it. So this lady right here is roasting them, but she ain't done because they get what they deserve for New Year's.
Are we still rolling? Am I off?
Go for it.
Yeah, because see, by now she probably assumed they would have cut the mic. You know how they are usually. Oh, crap, we lost the feed. Oh, well, she was pretty funny. We'll try to get her back after she's gone. So they going to let her go, y'all. And I love it. Finish.
It was amazing that the pro-choice party didn't give their voters one when it came to the presidential candidate.
Thank you. Yeah, she'll be playing here all night. Happy New Year's, everybody. Yeah, the party of pro-choice. Yeah, until it comes down to stuff that they want to use their dictatorial powers over. You don't get that choice whether you want to take the shot or not. Yeah, that's not a choice for you. You don't get that choice whether illegal immigrants come into your neighborhoods or not. You don't get that choice. Because if you disagree with that choice, then you're xenophobic. There it is. Anti-immigrants and stuff like that. You don't get that choice. You don't get that choice when it comes down to picking your candidate in the Democrat Party. But they're always talking about pro-choice when it comes down to a woman's reproductive rights and stuff like that. So let's continue hearing her roast them for New Year's.
Kamala was forced on us so hard you'd think she was patented by Pfizer.
Oh, but thank you. Another zinger. Forced on us so hard, you would have thought she was patented by Pfizer. I'm a little jealous that I didn't come up with that one. Because they did force Kamala on us that hard. Yeah, Kamala, Mamala. Then there was she's brat. She's whatever. Then it was joy, 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 joy. Down in my heart. Down in my heart. Along with Tampon Tim. Accompanied with Tampon Tim. So they shoved her down our throats. And now This lady is accurately assessing what took place right there in front of Anderson Cooper and some other guy. And they got to sit there and take it. Take it. Sometimes you get what you deserve.
Or Moderna, whichever one's. Oh, God. Andy just gave me a very scary look.
Yeah, you better watch it. You better watch it. You don't want to get the hush up, girl. Joe Biden in his last dying decision sent the FBI to visit your house. Yeah, funny woman. Can we have a talk with you, funny woman? It's pretty funny on New Year's Eve. Yeah, you won't be funny after we slap these charges on you. Let's continue hearing her destroy CNN in front of their face.
I love going around the country because you see that Americans really are more reasonable than they would be portrayed.
Absolutely.
Go figure. Yeah, more reasonable than they're portrayed by these bums that she's on here talking to right here. Yeah, all of these people down through the years. We have heard some of the worst things ever about Trump supporters and stuff like that. But then they're sweeping down. They're fair and balanced. They're not here to push propaganda. They're not an extension of the Democrat Party. No, they're just holding Donald Trump accountable and stuff.
Pretty great, and I'm playing bigger and bigger venues now. I thought being a mom would mean that less people will want to come see me. I'm not playing, like 3,000 seat theater, awesome. Which is about the viewership of CNN these days.
Oh, I got an extended drum roll for that one. Yeah, 3,000 people in the crowd, about the size of CNN's viewership right about now. Boy, I tell you, man, she's letting them have it right to their face. Anderson Cooper probably like, you real funny. You wait until we get off the set. Like when I was a little kid, had a whole bunch of family members over, and I started cutting jokes on old man Teddy. And I went a little too far, kept going, because the people was encouraging me. It was like I had to give the people what they wanted. And so I forgot that old man Teddy, didn't think it was funny until in the middle of me cutting jokes, I looked over at his face and he had that fake smile like, yeah, you real funny. That's about enough for you, okay, funny man? I think it's time for you to take your jokes upstairs to your room. I got the hint real quick. So now here she is, busting jokes. And they looking at her like, yeah, okay.
Well, not this show, though. Nice. All eyes are on this show. Wow.
Yeah, that is nice. That is nice. And speaking of CNN, Dumb Don, the guy who's dumb enough to get himself fired. Now, all of those years of prostituting himself on CNN for that money. Then, somehow, he finagles himself, after getting fired, finagles himself back into a multi-million-dollar deal with Elon Musk. And what does he do? He blow it. He blows it. Now he's out on the streets. He's a street comedian or something. I don't know what he does. He goes out and he's in his house making videos, and he's on TikTok with people putting turkeys on his head and things like that. So he's reduced to coming up with gimmicks and stuff, and he flubbed up and revealed just how fake he was. And I guarantee you, if any of these people get fired from CNN, they will also reveal just how biased and fake they are, just like Don Lemon. So let's check out what Dumb Don is up to for the last couple of days and stuff leading up to Christmas.
Don Lemon past his prime, it's too bad. And now he's on his own, where his lack of talent shows.
Farmers say without these workers, they have about 2 days that they can run their farms.
Hey, cut it out. All that playing around. Yeah, see, got to give the dogs the warning. Hey, put some bass in the voice. Now, y'all see this guy who's reduced to sitting in his crib trying to pretend that he's gloating. And now they always do this. They always step out above their skis and think they got us. A gotcha moment. See, I'm showing you MAGA folks how stupid you were and all of this stuff. So now he's talking about, immigration and all of that. And he's talking about the farmers and what they said would happen if they deport these illegal immigrants that shut down in 2 days. And look at the glee on this nasty, stinking dude's face. He's loving it. Now, do you think Trump is going to make a rash decision that will cripple our economy in regards to targeting the first group of people that gets deported without some type of backup plan, something to say, okay, look, all right, farmers, I heard what you're saying. If that is the case, how can we help float you or do whatever until you guys could start bringing in some other people or whatever. And Trump, number one goal is the economy. It's parallel with illegal immigration getting out of here too, getting these people out of here, but the economy. So he's not going to sabotage his own agenda like that. But Don think he is. So let's continue hearing him think he got it, y'all.
And then after that, it's over.
So fake. So fake. Over. So now he's hitting us with the Kamala Harris. It's over. Don is the most cheesy, fake dude ever. All of this extra over the top laughing, acting and stuff, trying to make his little podcast or whatever seem enjoyable. And all he ends up doing is making himself look like a hee-haw. Fake laughing. Look at that.
Oh my gosh, I love this. Now you're finding out, you dumb fucking idiots.
What? Hold up. Now, you pump your brakes, kid. Who you think you talking to, Don Lemon? Okay, now, say it to my face. So he's calling us MAGA folks dumb effing idiots. Oh, you gonna get it? So next time you out on your little street session, because that's what he's reduced to. Hey, how you doing? I'm Don Lemon. Who? Don Lemon. Never heard of you. Okay, well, I want Don Lemon to come up to me. Ask me some questions on the street. I'd be like, I remember you said we was all dumb effing idiots, Don Lemon. Let's finish hearing him think he's gloating.
Now you're just figuring this out. You're so fucking stupid and you deserve it. You fucking deserve it because you're so dumb.
There it is. That's the real Don Lemon, and I'm glad he's revealing himself. And many other folks at CNN and MSNBC and all of that stuff. Yeah, this is how they really view us. This is how they see us. See, the nonsense continues. It continues. And yet, if you ask this softcore dude right here, this dude right now that is built like butter, that's sitting out in the sun on a summer day, that guy, if you ask him, Don, are you biased? No. I'm not a Democrat or Republican. I'm just right down the middle. I'm not biased and this and this and that. Now, the truth leaks out. See, he's not on the CNN, leash anymore, and it's leaking out.
Jim, it's hypocrisy. So go with me here. Yes, I am gloating over your stupidity and how you were taken. I'm cackling in Kamala and Shanta. You have been co-opted because you're in a fucking cult.
Now, do you hear this sweet dude right here? Co-opted because you're in a cult. We're about to see just who's in the cult or not. So now Don Lemon better pump his brakes, all right? But this is what he's reduced to. And now the truth is coming out. So he thinks that we're in a cult because there is a healthy debate going on within the Republican Party about immigration, all right? Well, should I say not just immigration, but I think the H1, I forget the name of the bill, all right? But he thinks he got us though. Now, how many times have this dude stepped out thinking that he got us? In fact, how many times have these folks on the left seized an opportunity to gloat thinking that's it, MAGA finally have, did it, or MAGA done blew it, MAGA done messed up in your face. And it all comes back to bite them later on. See, because we're about to expose who's really in a cult. Just because there's some debate about this bill that allows us the H-1B, just because there's some debate about this and how it should be applied and some of the limitations of it within our party, Don Lemon thinks that we're all going to regret our vote and we're all stupid and all of this stuff. No, we're not like Democrats. Yeah, we are independent thinkers and we are able to say, wait a minute, let's try to find a happy medium. You can see that in the Republican Party, even when you look at the Republicans in the House and in the Senate, how they clash. I like seeing stuff like that. I would be more concerned, though, if everybody was saying, okay, regardless of whatever the issue is, regardless of how crazy it might be or debatable it is, we're all just going to go, yes, okay, like the Democrats do. So let's finish here and Don think he's gloating.
And you don't even realize it because you have stupid MAGA brain.
I can't believe he just said that. This dude is rocking nothing but TDS and been rocking it for years. And he's talking about MAGA, stupid MAGA brain.
And you don't get it. How stupid and dumb are you? And I'm just going to I can't wait to go through this.
Okay. I can't wait to go through this. Now, there's going to come that moment where it's going to backfire on Don Lemon when this all pans out, okay? And we are able to go back and say, look, Don Lemon, you think that we regret our vote. You think that we were sitting back like, oh, a little hiccup, a little disagreement, a little debate. That's it. Abandon ship. Everybody, let's go overboard. I mean, it's over. It's over. We're not like that. Yeah, we're not like Paul Ryan was when that Hollywood Access tape came out and he told all the Republicans, that's it. Run for your life. Save your own selves. Let's get out of here. We're not like that. We're not that fragile and weak Don Lemon, but he thinks we are. So he's using this moment to gloat, and now somebody's going to give him a healthy dose of reality.
Okay, so I'm going to read this again. So Krishnan's appointment triggered an anti-Indian backlash on social media, particularly given his past advocacy for increasing green cards and immigration broadly. Oh no, immigration. We can't do the immigration because, the immigration, it triggers some people. You know what they're saying about the anti-immigrant stuff, right?
He's so fake. So fake. That's why his little channel ain't growing. And yet he's on a different level with YouTube than I am. For some reason, they count his little, show as legit. So the fake laughing, the fake gloating, all of this stuff, it's all going to come back to backfire on this dude.
Who's in to say that one of the jobs you might be seeking won't be one of those white jobs?
Fake laughing. Look at that. Look at that. Over the top, fake laughing. This guy right here, boy, I tell you, I'm going to be looking for Don Lemon on the streets. I'm going to be looking for him when he go out and do his little street sessions. I'm going to be like, is that Don Lemon? Is that Don Lemon? I want to talk to him. Yeah. So now here he is talking about this whole... Now, this situation pretty much have already resolved itself. I mean, there was a debate and people were like, yo, okay, there's extremes on both sides of this debate. And here's a happy medium solution. And now it's already dying down. But Don Lemon thinks, I got y'all.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
It's the season to be merry. Former CNN host Don Lemon goes on an expletive-laden rant about President Trump's supporters over the H-1B visa feud with Elon Musk.
Somebody said that's why he's out of a job. Ha ha ha. Exactly. Yeah. Now you see the true fake Don Lemon come out. Oh, but a couple days later now, all of the heat came down on Don. Here he is.
Let me just say this. I said something in reference to, I was responding to the MAGA folks who were being racist in regards to the gentleman.
Well, why? Why are they racist? See, right off grip, you already know that this dude is a bum because they're being racist in regards to who?
That Donald Trump nominated to be the head of AI.
So now, did they say we don't want this guy because he's what? Indian? Or because he's from another, nationality, or because he is a foreigner. So if you reject somebody, based on them being an American versus an immigrant, that must make you racist. Being America first makes you what? Racist? It has nothing to do with the person's nationality. If they're American, they could be Jewish, Arab, whatever, you name it. But if they're qualified for the job, then yes, if by all means, hire Americans first, by all means. Okay. But this guy, that debate, anybody who disagreed or asked some questions about that, then it had to be generated and motivated by racism. See, so he hasn't realized that he's no longer getting paid to prostitute himself. He don't have to use race baiting and all that stuff anymore, but it's built in. It's greater than him.
They were on the internet, look it up yourself, being very racist and very vitriolic about Donald Trump appointing this person. And Vivek Ramaswamy got involved, and then he insulted, according to them, the MAGA people. Okay? So, as always, everybody gets all butthurt. I'm not referring to all of Trump supporters.
Yes, you are. See, this is the bull crap about this guy. Yeah. He's on there laughing. He didn't distinguish when he was saying all of that. He didn't say only the ones that was upset about this guy who got hired. Yeah, he talked about MAGA brains, stupid MAGA brains. He talked about y'all are effing idiots and all of that. Yeah, he didn't say only a certain portion of you guys. See, so what ended up happening is Don Lemon got caught in a moment of truth. And now he's trying to walk it back. And see, here's the difference between, politicians on the left and on the right, and also the fake news versus legitimate news. They go after the voters. Yeah, Trump, even though he's always blasting the news and Democrats, he never says, and their voters. people who vote for Democrats are whatever. You know what? These people out there got a moral issue if they're voting for Kamala Harris. We don't attack their voters like that. Now, the most I do is I call them dumb because, you know, they're dumb if they voted for them. But to start saying they're evil and all of this stuff like he's doing and dropping F-bombs and saying all this stuff, no. So here he is. He went ahead, stepped out there, got caught in a moment of truth, how he really feels about Trump supporters and MAGA voters. And now he's trying to walk it back and say it's just for just a small group of people I was talking to. But you never said that when you was out there blabbing your big mouth.
I'm talking to the MAGA brain people who will say and do anything to make excuses for any behavior that Donald Trump does, any bad behavior that the MAGA movement does. So yes, I stand by my words. And if you don't like what I said, then too effing bad. I don't care. And let me point the hypocrisy out to you.
Hypocrisy?
Because you guys...
Now the king of hypocrisy is about to point out hypocrisy. Let's see.
As always say, we are not electing. We are not voting for what? A pastor in chief. Sometimes I have an issue with some of the things that he says. It's true. I don't like how he says it, but it's true. So
no, Don, you have a problem with Trump for all the years you were on the news. You had a problem with everything he said. This the same guy who came out and was like, the president of the United States is a racist. Yeah, everything he said. You never gave him the benefit of the doubt. You never said, you know what? You might not like him, but he has the right to say things like he want to, and this and this and that. So now all of a sudden, Don Lemon is trying to say, take it easy on me. Because y'all like it when Trump say bad things, but he don't say bad things about all of the voters. Yeah, he says bad things about individuals.
You have to have the same standards for other people that you have for your guy. Some of you, the cult leader, okay?
The cult leader, see? Stuff like that. Just by saying that, that's offensive. Considering this dude is a Democrat who denies it in public. This dude right here was so caught up in that cult that he blew a multi-million-dollar deal for nothing. He didn't get rehired with CNN when he went in there trying to interview, Elon Musk. He didn't get no props. He didn't get nothing except fired again. That's what he got. So he got double fired for nothing. And he's talking about, now that's a true cultist. When you going, you know what, man, I ain't even get no benefit out of this. But I'm going to do what the cult demands me to do. And I've been kicked out the cult because it's in the bone. So here he is talking about somebody,
You guys have a higher, this is how messed up you are. You have a higher expectation of me, an independent journalist, a former cable news host, than you do for the person who sits in the Oval Office.
No, you're wrong, Colonel Sanders. You're wrong, Colonel Sanders. Yeah, I don't have any expectation for you, Don Lemon. Yeah, you're the same guy who came out and said, you know what, every American white man is racist, except for your white husband. There it is. Yeah, I don't have any respect for you to get out there and make statements like that down through the years. We can go all through this dude's dirty laundry and find all kind of stuff. And he's talking about y'all have a higher expectation. We don't have an expectation of you, Don Lemon, except just to make fun of you and point out your hypocrisy and your stupidity. Okay, and that's why you're fired. Yeah, that's why you're fired twice.
The only way for Trump to pull this off is to make the argument that it's all about America. It's all about America. And anything that contributes to America being number one is something that we should support. That has to be his argument. And it gets very, very interesting because now it's a debate.
A debate? That's something you can't do on the left. As a Democrat, there's no such thing as a debate. Remember in the beginning of my video, that lady said that they didn't allow a primary. Even the comedian brought this up, all of that. Now, Stephen A. has to talk about this whole debate about immigration and, destroy Don Lemon. Now, you know it's bad when Stephen A. got to come out and show the difference between a true cult and not.
And having that debate, here's where the advantage is. At least in the Trump administration, there appears to be a debate allowed. What has ailed the Democrats? It's not an ideology alone. It's not their feelings alone. It's the fact that if you refute it, what they said, if you are part of their party, cancel culture kicked in.
See, Democrats are taking a beating all over the place. That's their New Year's blessing. Getting smacked around with truth. Truth bombs all over the place. Now, I ain't going to give Stephen A. too much credit because, he will backslide in a minute. He'll backslide in a minute. But lately, he's been smacking them around too. Everybody's starting to see through these people. Go ahead, Stephen A. Finish telling us why we're not a cult. Don Lemon didn't realize that he double trapped himself by labeling us to be in a cult because we had a debate versus the Democrats. No debate.
If you were not a part of their party, it was ostracism, and it was ultimately hate mongering and fear mongering that were thrown into the equation. There was no room for debate.
Happy New Year's, because we got some new things. New Year resolution, calling out these raggedy Democrats for what they are.
Enough voices weren't being heard. Diversity amongst those voices not being heard. You're black, you're white, you're gay, you're lesbian, you're heterosexual.
You're tall, you're short, you're ugly, you're cute, you're smart, you're stupid. None of that matters. You just got to be an obedient Democrat. Brainless. That's what they want you. Brainless. All of those other attributes mean nothing to them, because soon as you betray them, you get that Mayor Adams / coconut treatment. Hush up, boy.
You're transgender. It don't matter. You still had to have one form of thinking if you fell under their umbrella. Otherwise, you were pushed out. If Trump is saying there needs to be a healthy debate about America first, meaning the country, or America first, meaning people born in this country, and sacrificing the best that may exist out there across the globe.
I can't believe I'm using Stephen A. for an argument. Yeah, I could go ahead and dive into Don Lemon, but I think he's making a good case right here. I'm going to let you go ahead, Stephen. I'm going to let you field this one.
And that's a discussion that's worth having. All of a sudden, that opens the floodgates for an abundance of other things that we can discuss. Wow. But most importantly, I agree with the idea of there being an open, robust debate about it, because it is not something that the Democrats allow. The Democrats stopped letting people decide. One could easily argue.
Oh, my. Stephen A., you better watch yourself, buddy. Mister, you're getting beside yourself. Yeah, you think your britches are too big, because you're about to get that same treatment that you just described. Okay? Don't mess around and get snatched off of ESPN. Don't mess around and get your little channel stifled because you're talking crazy like this. So Stephen A. is pointing out the opposite of a cult. Try telling David Koresh, I disagree with this. Jim Jones, excuse me, Mr. Jones, do we all have to drink the Kool-Aid? Maybe we should all drink that. Anybody, you're sick of vote for who should drink the Kool-Aid or not? Try doing that. It's the same thing with the Democrats. Yeah, full-blown cult. They don't question nothing.
Their mentality seemed to be you must obey the party line or you're out in your ass. That seemed to be what they were saying. Censorship, cancer culture.
All of that.
There was no debate. That's why they're home. And Donald Trump is on his way back to the White House.
Bam! Thank you, Stephen. I couldn't have put it better myself for Don Lemon, who thought he had us, right? Thought he had us, y'all. Now, all of a sudden, the debate kind of worked itself out, and we're back on track. We're back on track, just that quick. So now, you see that other people are starting to see through the Democrats' bullshit. Even some unlikely people. Is this a New Year resolution that people are able to see through the Democrats' shite? Look at this other guy.
Look, everything's a possibility, right?
I can't believe I'm using
And so let me get to the core why I love all of this. Because, guys, in the bad old days, whether it was Mitch McConnell as the leader of the Republican Party, or George W. Bush or Dick Cheney, or Donald Trump in his first term, they would just give an order and all the Republicans would go, yes, sir.
You hear Stink? Stink is up here trying to... What the heck is going on here? It's weird, isn't it? It's weird. Let's finish here and Stink.
Right? And now orders are given and people go, maybe, sir, but maybe not. And then we get into this giant, messy fight.
And Stink got himself in trouble because he went on there and sat down with Charlie Kirk and got himself in trouble. They was all over Stink. And Stink had to come back and say, get up off me. Get up off me. Okay? See, because Stink is realizing you're not allowed to associate outside the cult. He's realizing that. Anna Kasparian, she's getting it too. You're not allowed to associate outside the cult. See, and Don Lemon, after getting kicked out the cult, went out there trying to get back in the cult by going after Elon Musk, and all he did was cost himself millions of dollars, and now he's out on the streets without a cult. Yeah, he's out there like, I guess I got to start my own cult. I'm not welcome this cult. I'm not welcome in that cult. So these people right here calling out the Democrats, I can't believe it. Now, like I said, I'm not going to get happy about Stank, but he had a moment of truth right here.
That is way better than one person gives an order, one person's completely in charge, and everybody is in a cult and they do exactly what they're told, right?
And I'm so glad that we are independent thinkers over here in MAGA land, okay, where we're able to see, like, whoa, wait, now I disagree with that, but maybe this, or can we come together with a happy medium? And this is the difference between the cult versus us. We are sincere about coming to a resolution. Yeah, when there's a debate going on, it's not for selfish reasons. It's not for, well, we want this so we can all. This is a legitimate debate, and it's not one of those things where this is my position is supported because of a diabolical scheme that we all got planned here, and we need everybody on board for us to implement this scheme. It's like, yo, these are legitimate things that we can have a debate about. But both sides, should be thinking what's best for the people. Democrats say what's best for the Democrats, period. And that's why there's no debate. Okay? When you want it to be what's best for me, I need this outcome, period. And if I sit back and open up debate, some of the stupid stuff we support and want to happen is so crazy that we won't be able to defend it. So shut it all down. No debate, you white nationalists, xenophobe, homophobe. How dare you question this? So look at Stink.
Right.
But guys, we still, unfortunately, got to deal with some of the dumb dims. Oh, yeah, we're going to close out with some dumb dim right now. It's in the bone. Now, for some reason, y'all, they are trying to elevate this dumb Democrat. They're trying to go ahead and put her out in the front a little more, only to embarrass herself and ran right into the hammer. So let's see what she's talking about.
I don't know. I mean, it is crazy that this guy is about to walk into the White House for a second time. And again, I kept saying on the campaign trail, this guy doesn't know who our friends are. Now I can tell.
Now you see Crockett, the eyelash girl, the ones with the camel eyelashes, the ones with the long snuffleupagus eyelashes, her, that one right there. Some reason they're sticking her out there to embarrass the whole family. Okay, there's a ghetto sister right here. Now she's trying to, say that she can't believe Trump got back in for a second time.
Tell you that he loves to pal around with Putin, and we know.
Here it is, powering around with Putin. Can't believe he got back in there. Now, do you think this woman wants to come to the table and say, you know what, let's do what's best for the country? See, this is the difference between Democrats. One, just in this little segment, all of the lies is packed into that. She's just there to push propaganda. She don't want to sit down and say, man, let's go ahead and talk about what's good for the country. I'm here to try to make Trump look horrible. I'm here to come up with new conspiracies and lies, really recycling them by saying that he pals around with Putin always. That's the go-to. See, remember, guys, you're not really effective until you become a Putin puppet. Till they start saying, you know what, I think he's used by the Kremlin. Yeah, that's when you know you're a real threat to the Democrats. So now this lady right here is on this set just to push propaganda, and she's about to get destroyed by the hammer.
That Putin has decided that he wants to bring back the former coalition that they used to have, and that's why he went into Ukraine. I am here to say that we've got to have really...
No, what are you talking about, Jasmine Crockett? He went to Ukraine because we had a weak, feeble president. That's why he went to Ukraine. What are you talking about? See, she's one of those, I don't even know how dumb I am, Democrats. Now, that's dumb for a Democrat. She's out there thinking, I'm dropping it, man. I'm smart as a whip. I'm out here dropping it all the way there. I'm going to tell y'all about it. And as dumb as a box of rocks.
Good people around Trump. And right now, the people he's picking are not the best people, because somebody needs to explain to him in a very elementary way why we don't go after our friends, why we don't start wars. And honestly, that includes...
Now, what is she talking about, starting wars? Trump's not starting a war. He didn't start a wars first time. See, dumb Democrats. Dumb Democrats. Why we don't go after our friends? What do you mean, go after our friends? So let me understand you, Crockett, with the eyelashes. Okay. All right, eyelash girl. You're telling me just because we have so-called allies, we're allowing them to pimp us out, to take advantage of us, to abuse us. A part of being America first is saying, even though we love y'all, we got to have some order. We got to have a reciprocal relationship here. I know you're England. I know you're Canada. I know you're whatever. But we're not going to allow y'all to take advantage of us, because first things first, I got to look out for my family. Familia, man. Familia. So just because I got some cousins and stuff, if I had a wife and kids, even though you might be my cousins and stuff, but you keep asking for too much money, and I'm going to be like, dude, I got to cut you loose. Now, I love you and all, but you come and you just do nothing but take. And you're taking out of my family's mouth. Now, I'm trying to work with you because you're my cuz, but you're taking advantage of my love. Taking advantage of the relationship, so I got to reorganize the relationship so you'll respect it. So according to her, though, nah, just let them continue to do whatever they want. Listen.
Even tariff wars with our friends.
I want to see even tariff wars with our friends. So basically, let our friends keep giving us the banana in the tailpipe, right? Yeah, leave it up to Democrats. Don't ask questions. Leave it up to Democrats. Just keep sending billions and trillions over to Ukraine. Don't even ask where the money's going. Leave it up to the Democrats. Let's just keep pouring into all of these stupid globalist organizations and funding it and all of that stuff. Thank God she's not in charge and got any power, but they're trying to escalate her. They're trying to go ahead and push her to the top. So let's continue because she's about to run into the hammer.
One of the things I've heard him give a lot of interviews, and I know he understands the problem that they want to solve, but he doesn't seem to have a sense of the scope of what it's going to take, what it's going to cost.
You hear Abby talking about Tom the Hammer Homan? Now she's concerned about cost, y'all. Why didn't she ever ask about how much it's going to cost for Ukraine? Why didn't she ask how much it costs to fly these illegal immigrants around in the middle of the night on Boeing 747s? Why don't she ask about how much it costs up there in Chicago, and now they're up there asking for some tax increase because of all of that? Why don't she ask about that? Why don't she ask about the cost of life? People that are victims of these illegal immigrants. She ain't asking about that cost, but now all of a sudden, she wants to become fiscally responsible.
That's a critical question.
I actually had a meeting with Tom Homan the other day, along with a number of my colleagues, and we talked about this very issue. Look, it's already costing states like New York billions of dollars of taxpayer money to provide free housing, clothing, food, education, and healthcare to illegal immigrants. Then you have the situation where you have criminal aliens committing violent crimes, just as we saw a woman being burned alive on a subway by a man who was previously deported and then came back into the United States.
See, this is why they can't have dissent. This is why Democrats can't have dissent. How are you going to defend this? See, this is a perfect example. How are you going to defend what this man is bringing up? Abby brings up this weak argument about how's he going to do this? The cost of it. The cost. You don't think it costs to bring 11 plus million immigrants into our country? Fly them around, feed them, give them health care? You don't think that cost? I mean, are you kidding me? Not once did I ever see Abby question how these people got here. Yeah, how they end up in this country, in this state, in this city, and all of that. She don't ask that. But now she wants to know about cost. And this is how you destroy their arguments. I can't wait for this new year to start and we get into it. Because this guy right here is setting the tone right here.
Illegally. The fact is that what Tom Homan is going to do is start the process of deporting criminal aliens out of the United States. And sanctuary states and cities like New York need to cooperate. This idea that you're going to violate federal immigration law, that you're going to use taxpayer money to provide all of these free things. By the way, while Kathy Hochul in New York is charging New Yorkers $2,500 just for the privilege of driving to work in Midtown Manhattan.
Big Teeth is pimping the people for those precious illegal immigrants. Now, see, this is how conservatives think. This is how you destroy their arguments. Abby's sitting there like, yeah, got a good point. Yeah, that stuff do cost money. That stuff do cost money. So I don't care right about now. Where's the hammer? Somebody wants me to take phone calls. I wish I could. You know what? I might start doing that. Yeah, I might be able to figure it out how I can start taking some phone calls again. I'm going to work on it. Maybe we'll have a phone call day where y'all can call in and see if I can jerry-rig something so we can hear y'all. But yeah, did y'all hear that? So now this guy right here is laying down some facts that Abby is going, yeah, that doesn't make sense. So we're okay with spending whatever it costs to keep these people here, feed them, house them, make sure they're taken care of. You're okay with that cost. You never asked that question. But you want to know how much it's going to cost to get rid of them? I guarantee you, whatever it costs to send them back home, long term will not supersede the cost to make them all citizens. So let's continue as we close out.
It's a joke. This is the stuff that needs to stop. So yes, there is a price tag. Yes, it's going to cost money. But the reality is we cannot continue to have this massive influx of illegal immigrants coming into the...
I want to play...
So you hear that, guys? Ante up. We got to ante up. So I don't care. Everybody, let's do an offering for Tom the Hammer Homan to get these people out of here. So as they're focusing on the cost to get rid of them, I'm not worried about that. We got to get them out of there because long term, it's going to benefit us all. So here's Tom the Hammer Homan as we get ready to bounce because the girl with the long eyelashes, ghetto sister, one with the long eyelashes, she's about to say some hurtful things about Tom the Hammer Homan.
You a video of Texas Congresswoman Jasmine Crocker talking about your capabilities on MSNBC this weekend.
What? So this idiot got the nerve to put her lips on Tom the Hammer Homan? This woman right here with that pea brain and those long eyelashes got the nerve to come out and criticize Tom the Hammer Homan? Ain't never busted grape, ain't never did nothing right. Same thing with like AOC when she tried to attack Tom the Hammer Homan and got the business. So let's hear what she got to say about Tom the Hammer.
When you hear those remarks, what are your initial thoughts?
Again, we have someone who doesn't know what he's doing.
I cannot even believe she said that. I mean, it's the stuff that comes out of Democrats' mouths. I mean, this lady knows her job is there to try to make deportation look bad, look inhumane. She brought her on. Both of these two people are in cahoots, and they wonder why their ratings are dying. So now, what do you think when you hear him say that? This is your cue, long eyelashes, to go ahead and attack Homan and try to make it seem like this is a bad decision to deport these millions of illegal immigrants. And she starts off with saying he doesn't know what he's doing. So I guess she's an immigration expert.
And, this idea of, you're illegal and then you go out and have a child, it's not quite that simple.
No, it is that simple. It's that simple. Yeah, you're in the country illegally, and they all know that if they drop a bun on our ground, right now our stupid policy makes that kid become immediate American citizen. If I was an illegal immigrant and I wanted to get citizenship, that's the first thing I would do. You know what? I might be like, let's wait right good until you're 8.5 months before we cross over into the U.S. All right, you're in labor. Your water just broke. Come on, this is our time right now. Hurry, andale. Run right across there. We're here for asylum. My wife in labor. She's right now. Now, thank you. No asylum. I'm American citizen. My baby was born right. Easily. So here she is talking about it's not that easy. It's not that easy.
Especially when you have people that are doing things like seeking asylum and people that are saying, listen, I'm just trying to make sure that I can live a better life.
See, I don't want to hear that. That's not asylum. Where's that on the asylum list for a better life? All right, so we got religious persecution. All right, we got, war-torn country. We got political persecution, no. The better life. There we go. That's the one I want. Coming here for a better life. So now here she is, coming for a better life. That's all they want, a better life. So do Americans. Camel eyelashes. So do Americans. Snuffleupagus eyelashes. Let's continue, though, because she's talking about Tom the Hammer Homan. Don't understand that these people are coming here for some bootleg asylum that mucus jerry-rigged.
Here in the United States, and I want to do everything that I can to become an American citizen or at least get some sort of legal status.
And you know who else wants that too? You big dumb Democrat. It's all of the people who went the right way. All those people who paid their money and they're sitting back going, look, our line is long. We ain't getting elevated to the top. But we do see all these people just coming straight across. They want that too. But she don't care about them.
And you have, Trump that goes out there, him and his minions, and they say things like, you know what, we're only going to get rid of the bad ones, right? And so people sit there and they're like, wait a minute, you're going to come to my job?
If they're the bad ones, yes. We're only going to get rid of the bad ones. And people sit there like that. She just jumped right over that, I guess. Or are you including the bad ones as good ones? Are you saying we shouldn't go ahead and get rid of the bad ones? That's a bad idea to get rid of the bad ones. Are you saying that? So now you can tell this woman is dumb. She doesn't know what the heck she's talking about in regards to illegal immigration. And her job is to cover for them. They're not learning. See, Their New Year's resolution should be get some common sense, but they're still pushing nonsense. Apparently, according to her, it's still a good idea to keep all these illegal immigrants, and she's fighting for them by using stupid ideas and throwing out stupid statements like this.
Where I'm working and I may be paying into taxes.
Maybe or maybe not. Most likely not. And when you do make money, a lot of times they send it back to their country, to their family. So now here she is. Dumb arguments.
Or whatever, or my kids are at school. I think that there's going to be a rude awakening really on all sides.
Yeah. No, it's going to be a rude awakening for these illegal immigrants and you guys who've been covering for them. Dang on, if I break a law and I got a kid, man, my kid's in school, you think they're going to worry about that? They're going to say, do you have someone who could pick your kid up as we take you down to the slammer to book you? Oh, well, I got to call a cousin or friend. Hey, Rollo, can you go get my son from... That's what would happen. Nobody's going to be like, oh, shoot, so your kid's in school? Okay, well, I'll tell you what. We're going to let you slide for now. Tomorrow, could you have your kids stay home and then we'll pick you up at your house with your kid? Can you do that for... No. Why are these people getting special treatment? And this is what made them get blasted. Because they're always making provisions and excuses for their precious illegal immigrants. Let's continue.
There's also, to me, the idea that vulnerable women without access to health care or birth control may or may not be choosing whether or not they are conceiving a child. But
that just always that may or may not be. You know the chances. You know what happens when you do the nasty. You know there's a chance you can have a bun in your oven. What are you talking about? Anybody over the age of like 12 knows what happens, how the birds and bees work. So what are you talking about? You know what? Anybody who knows. I mean, if you were trying not to have one, I guarantee you they'd be like, if you have a kid, then you're getting, deported. I bet you they'd be like, no, put on something. No, I don't want to get pregnant. They're going to send me back. There's an incentive to get pregnant. They ain't on it. Just like, sleeping with a professional basketball player. You think for a woman that just met somebody, she's going to be like talking about some, I don't want to get pregnant by you. How much are you worth again? 500 million? All right, I don't want to buy them out of it. She'd be like, no, don't worry about that. You ain't got to get, look, I know me. I can't get pregnant. I don't think. I can't get pregnant. But don't worry about it. I got you. Oh, guess what? I got you. So, of course, you come over here, that's an incentive. You go, man, I get pregnant, then I'm here. It's good. I'm all good.
I'll leave that there. Homan also said family detention centers could play a role in deportation efforts. And he added that those facilities would not be jails, but, quote, open air campuses designed for families.
Yeah. Those facilities won't be jails. They'll be open air, facilities for families until we get you out of here. But of course, listen to this propagandist dumb Democrat.
I'm not sure access to fresh air was a lot of people's issue with that policy, but I'm wondering how plausible that sounds to you.
I'm curious to know if he's ever been to a jail or a prison.
Have you? Dumb. So this man right here, who's been in law enforcement all his life, probably longer than she's been alive. And I'm not sure that he's ever been to her. Have you? Do you think she really got this type of skill to be talking about Tom the Hammer Homan?
The reality is that these are nothing more than detention camps that look a lot like jails and prisons. I mean, obviously, there's what they call the yard when you go to a prison, and that is an open air facility. But, there's always been a lack of humanity when it comes to immigration and this administration. If people remember the separation before, they may remember that, but they may not remember how much money it cost the United States when we were sued about the fact that these families were separated.
And deportations.
Now, you see, she's more worried about separating their families and them suing us for breaking our laws. Yeah. See, that's what she's worried about. See, New Year, same old nonsense, y'all. Same old nonsense. So she's worried about them breaking our laws and then being comfortable while they're staying in there. Now, do you understand? A holding facility is really good for these people. That's too good. Yeah, you think they would be considering that if I broke China's immigration laws? You think they'd be like, make sure he's nice and comfy. Make sure he's with his family. And we got the flat screen in there with him. I want them to feel like they're at a nice hotel or something like that. Right now, they're getting that treatment under the Democrats, though. In all of these hotels and stuff like that. See, because if I break into Russia, they're not going to go ahead and say, where do you want us to fly you to? We'll put you up in this hotel. They're going to put me in something real small, and they won't even care if I'm going, this is a little snug. I'm not used to this type of jail cell. I think I should be treated a little bit better because I got rights here in Russia. Nope. No, you don't. You violated our immigration laws, and you're lucky. Lucky we didn't shoot you when you ran across the border. So here she is talking about some those are inhumane issues and this and this and that. That's being too nice. Too nice. But here she is. Once again, ain't learned. New Year, same nonsense.
Themselves are a really
are
expensive process.
Right. We know, Texas is like, hey, we will go ahead and give you the land to do what you want to do. But we know that there takes officers, right? So we're talking about needing to hire more officers to execute this. We are talking about you can't just throw people into facilities. You've got to make sure that you feed them, got to make sure that you're keeping them healthy.
Like you're doing right now. See? Dumb Dems. New Year, same nonsense. So now she's talking about, it takes more people as they ask for more, border security people so that they can process them in faster. That's what they wanted. As they ask for all new money to bring new judges in and all of the stuff, as they're asking for money to make sure that sanctuary cities get a little money to put these people in their jail cells and keep them and make sure they have housing and all of this stuff. I guess that don't cost money. I guess none of that costs money. She's only concerned about how much it costs one way. They're going to have to hire people to go. Now, I'll go down and volunteer. Honestly, I'll walk around the bear. It's all right. You broke the law coming in here. All right. You're about to get your butts bounced out. All right. Nobody moves. There ain't going to be no escaping running back up to New York. You're here for the long haul. So now she's talking about the costs and all of that stuff. And look at all the stuff. But she ain't talking about the cost we got to spend to keep these people here. Yeah, to feed them. She's talking about you got to feed them. We're feeding them now. What a dumb Democrat.
Oh, right, and those needs expand if you're talking about children and families as well.
Exactly. So it's going to cost us monetarily.
And this lady sucks. Whoever this lady is sitting there, I hope she goes out of business too. MSNBC. So you're sitting there talking about monetarily. What do you think is going on right now with all of these millions of illegal immigrants running around the country? Are they eating out of garbage cans? Are they living under the leaves and trees and huts and stuff like that? These people are being housed. These people have all kinds of benefits because they're getting money from taxpayers. But now they're concerned about feeding these people. Only though, when we're deporting them. At least that's temporary. You feed them until they get deported versus feed them forever.
Up front, but it's also going to cost us because we know, again, that so many of these people are actually contributing to our economy.
Dumb Democrats. So now here comes the hammer as we close.
Doesn't know what he's doing. Tom, just to go through some of your background, a Border Patrol agent, an investigator, a special agent, supervisor, special agent, assistant director of investigations. I mean, the list goes on.
It's just a few. That's just a few of his, credentials. But look, Crockett got long eyelashes. She's black. That she's an activist, that she's a woman. Those are her qualifications. Yeah, unlike the hammers.
On and on. You are so beyond qualified. What's your response to that?
Well, look, I forgot more about this issue than she'll ever know. I mean, for God's sakes, I've been doing it 34 years. But look, there has been a rude awakening. A rude awakening was in November at the election. There was a rude awakening that American people are sick of an open border. American people are sick of illegal crime in this country. I mean, how many young women had to be raped and murdered and burned alive?
Yeah.
How many MS-13 and Trinidad Guaya had to be in our major cities committing crimes against U.S. citizens?
Yeah.
How many angel moms and dads do we have to have in this country?
Nobody asked her that on that show, that fake news show right there. Nobody asked her about the cost of all of that stuff right there. That lady wasn't interested. She's worried about people getting pregnant in our country and having to sit in a cell with their kids and stuff. That's what she was worried about. And how much it cost to feed them. That's the stuff that Jasmine Crockett and that propagandist was worried about.
That lost their children at the hands of somebody that wasn't supposed to be here, and they're buried their children. You want to talk about family separation?
Yeah, that's the ultimate separation. Forever. So, but Crockett's not worried about that.
And as far as family detention, all of a sudden the discussion goes from family detention to family separation. Family detention is the complete opposite of family separation.
Yeah, because see, they're all over the place. Dumb Democrat arguments. They always double trap themselves. So we don't want the family separated, but we don't want them all together either. That's inhumane. What we really want is y'all to unleash them in our country and let them become citizens. That's what we really want. Anything short of that is inhumane. So I don't care how practical the argument is. We're going to say, well, that won't work either. So dumb Dems, like I said.
So look, I don't know who this lady is, but apparently she's not real smart.
Oh, see, now she done walk right into the hammer. Look, I don't know who this Pop-Tart is, but apparently she's not too smart, and she's not Hammer. She's not.
But as you can say what you want. Look, I made this clear. I don't care what they say about Tom Homan, because I've done this job for a long time.
Yeah.
I think the president got a mandate in November. He called me and helped me fix the border. And look, under the Trump administration, we had the most secure border in my lifetime. We won't get that secure border again, because secure border saves lives, and no one can argue that. Under the Biden administration, we got a historic number of aliens have died across this border, nearly 4,000. An historic number of Americans, over 250,000, died from fentanyl comes across that border.
Yeah, but she Crockett don't want to count up the cost of that. She don't want to count up this. You want to talk about money? Yeah, look at how much money the cartel is making under y'all and your policies. And you guys assisting them with human trafficking and assisting them with drug trafficking by bringing all these illegal immigrants over here. They're going out there. I see what she's saying. It's inhumane to send them back. Let's keep this thing going, because they're making billions, if not trillions of dollars, because of Democrat policies.
Their policies are killing Americans at record numbers. They're killing aliens at record numbers. President Trump is going to secure this border and save lives, just not of Americans, but of aliens too. A secure border saves lives. That's exactly what we're going to do starting day one.
Exactly.
Was me.
The hammer is me. The cannon. There you go, y'all. So the Democrats are going to get the hammer and they're going to get the cannon. They're going to get both of those, one way or another. And they would behoove themselves to stop highlighting stupid Dems like that, who get up there and try to defend this crap and justify it while attacking someone like the hammer. You got some nerve. Okay. Just got here. Can't tell been here. Nothing. I like to see her stand before the hammer and argue those stupid points. Such dummies. But that's the dumb Dems, y'all. The dumb Dems, dumb Don. The dumb media, all of that. Yeah, we got to buckle up and get ready, because you think they're going to quit because it's the new year. Nope. They might lay low a little bit here and there, and then they come right back out to their nonsense, especially once January 20th comes and Trump is sworn in. They'll probably ramp it up again, but I hope their ratings continue to drop, because they deserve every single bit of it. They assisted in this nonsense. But it's a new year, y'all. Happy New Year's, y'all. Oh, yeah, man. So I'm excited about this year. I'm going to continue to be a nonsense slayer. Absolutely. Calling out all these shenanigans, sniffing out all that shite that comes out of the left. That's what I'm going to do. And hopefully we could get through these last 20 days without creepy, sleepy allowing somebody to do something stupid to try to sabotage things. I'm still waiting to see how this pardon thing is going to work out, because I got a feeling he's going to drop about 80 of those. So we'll see. But I hope not. I hope that the rest of these evil, corrupt people who took us through 4 years of hell will get exposed. That's what I hope. So God bless y'all. God bless America. Yeah, I shall be back tomorrow. But Friday, I don't think I will do a live show, because I'll be traveling down to WKRP in Cincinnati. A good friend of mine is turning 40 years old, a young boy. And I'm going to go down there and celebrate his birthday with him. So who knows, I might do a quick video down there. But other than that, I shall be back tomorrow. So don't forget, on your way out, hit the like button, share my videos. Don't forget to follow me on other platforms. And if you want to support the channel, you could do that through checking out Kevin's Corner Store, or simply donating to my Cash App and my PayPal. Like I said, I'm going to open up the Help Gizmo with His Back Issues Foundation. Oh, look at him. As soon as I said his name. Oh, he's like, me? I'm Gizmo. Yeah. Tell him, y'all. Yeah, I was down for a while. My back was hurting. Nala was playing too much, and I probably was running after. I think I tweaked it. But don't worry, though. Don't worry. I went to the vet, and they patched me up for now. For now. We'll see. All right. So thanks for hanging out. Like I said, we will catch y'all on the flip side. Got to go back to work tomorrow. Burns me up, man. Why, man? Thanks, YouTube. They don't want care to be great, but y'all do. So we'll see y'all tomorrow, same time, same place. All right, take care. Yeah. Oh, don't forget, text MAGA to that number on the way out too. Lumbargo City. Nala. Yeah. See, I wasn't going to give her no airtime because she messed around and pooped on the floor again today. Don't be leaning back. Don't be leaning back. I'm talking about you, poopy girl. By the way, thanks for that last buzzer beater right there for the super chat. All right. God bless.